Andrew, half the wellness clips treat vitamin B5 like a fatigue switch you can flip with a capsule. Before we wander into the bottle aisle, what is pantothenic acid actually doing inside a working cell?
Think of pantothenic acid as construction material for coenzyme, not a stimulant. Once cells finish building CoA, they can shuttle acyl groups through fatty acid oxidation, the citric acid cycle, and other energy-yielding pathways. That is why B5 appears in energy conversations. The vitamin itself is not caffeine. It is a required cofactor step. If pantothenic acid supply collapses, those carrier reactions stall, which is why the nutrient is essential even when frank deficiency stays uncommon on mixed diets. So when someone sells B5 as an afternoon pick-me-up, they are borrowing pathway language without proving a stimulant effect. The name pantothenic comes from the idea of being found widely, and that still matches the practical food story. Meat, eggs, dairy, legumes, whole grains, and many vegetables carry useful amounts, so ordinary mixed diets usually keep coenzyme A synthesis supplied. ESPN micronutrient guidance treats vitamins as essential for metabolism and pushes precise language about true deficiency versus casual add-ons. For B5, the baseline job is stocking the CoA factory, not hunting megadoses for extra horsepower. That ubiquity is the main reason healthy grocery eaters rarely need a dedicated B5 bottle. A narrative review on vitamins, minerals, fatigue, and cognition draws the same systems line. Several B vitamins participate in energy-yielding metabolism, yet feeling tired is not automatically a pantothenic acid gap. Sleep debt, illness, iron problems, undereating, or mood load can dominate the symptom. When those drivers are active, adding B5 rarely rewrites the felt outcome. Respect the biochemistry and keep the leap to a personal energy cure provisional until intake was actually inadequate.
Then why do so many creators still recite a greatest hits list: skin glow, stress armor, hair thickness, mood lift, workout recovery, as if one capsule covers all five? Are they teaching coenzyme A, or are they stretching thin human outcome data?
Mostly stretching. Oral high-dose pantothenic acid for acne or so-called adrenal stress does not carry the outcome evidence people borrow from pathway diagrams. Separately, a 2024 randomized intra-individual trial tested a topical dermocosmetic cream containing Panthenol after artificial daylight photodynamic therapy for actinic keratosis. Treated skin had milder local reactions and faster comfort recovery for about 2 weeks, without changing lesion clearance. Local post-procedure tolerance is a different claim from swallowing B5 for clearer skin or calmer nerves.
If grocery store diets already cover most people, who actually sits in a higher need lane for pantothenic acid? Is this mostly hospitalized nutrition, or should healthy adults still worry?
Look for constrained supply or heavy losses. After gastrointestinal surgery, a multi-center phase 3 trial found blood vitamins, including pantothenic acid, drifting down when the first postoperative week used peripheral parenteral nutrition without a multivitamin package. Levels stayed near reference ranges when vitamins were included. In chronic kidney disease, a 2023 systematic review notes rising demand and dialysis losses for water-soluble vitamins, so pantothenic acid belongs inside that supervised nutrition conversation rather than as a solo wellness megadose. Those are clinical nutrition problems with teams attached. Critical illness evidence stays modest too. In a randomized trial of low-dose B-complex, including 6 milligrams of dexpanthenol, among critically ill COVID-19 patients on high-protein enteral nutrition, 2 weeks of supplementation did not meaningfully change kidney markers, blood gases, electrolytes, blood counts, or Glasgow coma scores versus control. 30-day mortality looked directionally lower, but missed statistical significance. That is not a green light to treat everyday infections or burnout with megadose B5.
Before someone buys a megadose bottle because they feel run down, what safety line should they actually respect, and how is that different from food-level exposure?
Judge help against a real baseline. If meals are already varied, do not expect a dramatic energy lift from pantothenic acid alone. A fair checkpoint is whether intake was actually constrained, very restricted eating, prolonged poor nutrition without vitamins, or dialysis under clinical supervision, not whether a video promised sharper focus. Track concrete anchors a clinician would recognize: diet quality, weight trajectory, wound recovery nutrition plans, or lab-directed micronutrient management. A buzz from a stimulant-laced complex is not proof that B5 performed. Concentrated oral intakes are more likely to bother the gut than to unlock secret performance. Gastrointestinal upset is the dose-related complaint that appears when people chase acne or stress protocols with high pantothenic acid. By contrast, a 4-week randomized tolerability study of an electrolyte amino acid hydration beverage that included pantothenic acid with other B vitamins found labeled packet dosing generally well tolerated, with only mild gastrointestinal complaints in some users. Ordinary labeled amounts are not the same risk story as unsupervised megadosing.
How should I separate food B5, a standard multivitamin, and those concentrated skin or stress products so the label cannot blur them into one miracle story?
Use those 3 buckets with agency guidance in mind. Food first covers almost everyone. A standard multivitamin is unlikely to pose major risk for most adults, but NCCIH is clear that store products can differ from study products and may interact with medicines or matter if you have certain diseases or are heading to surgery. Concentrated oral B5 and Panthenol topicals are different tools. FDA consumer material also reminds people dietary supplements are not regulated like drugs, so disease treatment marketing should send you to a clinician rather than to the cart.
If a friend still asks whether B5 will fix burnout this month, what one-sentence answer should I give them without sounding dismissive of the real Coenzyme A science?
Tell them pantothenic acid is essential for coenzyme A chemistry and usually already arrives with ordinary meals. So deficiency is uncommon outside constrained clinical settings, while acne, stress, and energy megadose stories remain thin. If intake looks uncertain because of illness, dialysis, or intravenous nutrition, that is a clinician-led nutrition problem, not an influencer protocol. Keep expectations mechanistic and modest, and spend curiosity on diet quality before another bottle.